Another tip, for styling, I found that it was better for me to kind of re-wet or mist my hair, dampen it a little bit so that I could manipulate it for styling. I would suggest that that might work for you as well, because the new growth is just such a different texture from whatever else is hanging off your hair. In a spray bottle, what I did was I mixed 4 or 5 drops of jojoba oil with a healthy squirt of a leave-in conditioner, and then I filled the bottle up with warm water, and then I gently stirred that up, and that's what I used for my styling purposes. The reason I said it is because you might be thinking, well, if 5 drops are good, then 20 drops will be better. Yeah, don't do that. 4 or 5, jojoba in particular. I didn't use any other oils in this concoction, although other oils might work. But because jojoba is so close to the sebum that we create naturally, it seemed to me the best oil to use in this instant. If you add too much oil, the oil will sit on top of the water and it'll go on too heavy, and it'll make your hair actually. When I say wet, I don't mean sopping wet as if I just come out of the shower after a shampoo. I just mean on the damp side. So you shouldn't use the concoction to completely soak your hair. It should just be enough to get it to be obedient and responsive. And that's it. Next tip, trimming. So for long-term transitioners, trimming is important, but only once or twice early in the transition. That's just my opinion. I think you'll find other people might say something different. But after you get your hair into a groove, after you get into your own hair care groove, you can hold off on the trims until it's time to cut for the last time. So in May of 2009, I cut 2 inches off my hair. And then again, I cut in September another inch. And the reason I cut is because I had been reading things that told me that, when you're a transitioner, you need to, get rid of the natural hair, get rid of the relaxed hair. So cut, frequently to trim it so that you're eventually getting to the natural hair that you want. My problem was it was too fast, too soon for me. And because I was a long-term transitioner, and the reason that I had selected a long period of time to transition is because I wanted to make sure that I had enough hair on my head so that I can do the styles that I had been accustomed to doing. I wanted to be able to wear my hair in the ponytails that I liked, to wear them up, to the side, however I wanted to wear it. I wanted to make sure I had enough hair to do that. And when I cut the first time, I'll admit I got totally freaked out. The good news is, though, after that first cut in May, when I went back to cut again in September, my hair had grown uh, a tremendous amount, and that kind of surprised me. So when I went back in September, I was thinking that I was going to cut another 2 inches, but instead I decided to do just an inch. Well, basically because I was chicken. I'll be honest with you, I got chicken. So I didn't cut, and then September 2009 was the last time I cut, because I reasoned that when you get your hair cut, it's hard to braid or twist or do anything to it because the ends are so blunt, and because I wasn't doing anything to my hair that was going to destroy my ends anyway, I didn't understand why I had to. And so I've been, carting around these relaxed ends since last year, almost for a year now, and to no detriment to my hair. However, if you experience damage in the hot key spots like the crown or wherever else you might experience it, or wherever you put the most tension on your hair, you should be prepared to cut so as not to ruin your new ends. One once you get that cut, you'll start to see how your hair behaves differently. Back in September, I cut off all the relaxed ends at the nape of my neck. And I did that partly because I was curious and partly because as my hairdresser had cut my hair, it just worked out that way. And so that's the part of my hair that has no relaxed ends, and that's the part of my hair that curls the best, the fastest, the easiest. It just does these little ringlet things that I get just a kick out of it because I never knew I had, hair that could do that. The natural products that I recommend are important because you'll find that your hair is just different than you expected, not knowing what I would find. And what has been so beautiful about this transition is what I have found is that I love my hair. It's beautiful, it's thick, it's mine, it does what it does, and I accept it. And I just take care of it. You don't want your hair at any point to snag, rip, tag, snap, flip, against your cotton pillowcases or anything. And even if you have satin, who's to say that your head's going to stay on the satin? You might wake up in the morning and find your head on the cotton sheets. So I just tie my hair down. I don't use silk or satin pillowcases or headscarves, but I'm very religious about tying my head every night. And as I think I showed you earlier in the video, this is my scarf. It's just very light. It's loose. It is wonderful after the hair has been washed. Tie my head with this because it allows my hair to breathe. Those are my tips for long-term transitioners. There's probably a bunch of other things I could have talked about, but those are the things that came to mind most readily. Find yourself someone that can be a support system for you. Try to find a friend or, come on YouTube and get the support and the encouragement that you need to stay on the journey. Long-term transitioning is hard work, but it does get easier. Right around month, probably 7, 8, 9, starts to get easier. And by the time you get to month 13, you're just taking care of your hair. It's like it's not that big a deal anymore. Those are my tips. They have worked for me, but the most important thing is to learn your hair, love your hair, and understand your hair. And once you've done those 3 things, accept your hair. Once you've done those 4 things, the transition actually is a good thing. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions at all, just put a question there on the bottom and I'll be happy to answer them. And that's it. Good luck. All right. Bye-bye.